Those of us that are out there in the world doing big things, that one of the reasons why we're able to do big things is because we have trained ourselves to just push forward even when things are not the way that you want them to be going.
The single greatest thing that you can ever do for your confidence is teach yourself that when things get difficult, you don't shrink down, you rise to the occasion.
Here's the hard truth about getting great.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you as well. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Mel Robbins. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The link to join are in the description below.
If you didn't give a shit what anybody else thought, what's the thing you would love to be doing with your life? Look at all the idiots that are making money. You can make money. In order to get to the next level in your business, you got to decide right now, what habits do you have as a leader that you have to change now? Those of us that are out there in the world doing big things, that one of the reasons why we're able to do big things is because we have trained ourselves to just push forward even when things are not the way that you want them to be going. To keep your cool, to roll with the punches even when you don't have the support that you need. And so, I had something happen yesterday. I was in the middle of giving a speech. So imagine this, you're on stage, you are 20 minutes into your speech, you have 40 more minutes to go, you have 30 more slides to go to, which is what was happening at that point. And all of a sudden, my laptop dies. I mean, just blank, you guys. So I've got an entire audience. I'm through the first third of my speech. I have 2/3 of the speech to go, and my speech is a story that has a ton of videos and photos in it, and my laptop died. And what had happened is the AV team had plugged the laptop into a podium that had no power in it. So my laptop was set up correctly. It was plugged in, but it was plugged into something that had absolutely no power source. So over the course of the hour before the tech check to when I was on the stage, the laptop had run out of juice. And so all of a sudden, here I am, completely cold laptop. I just, had this moment where I thought, the first thing in my mind was, holy cow, what am I going to do for the next 40 minutes? And I could feel my stomach start to go crazy and the butterflies to kick in. And it just, wow. I was extremely panicked for about a second. And then I was like, okay, use the tools. Don't get nervous, get excited, because you can show everybody what looks like in front of a live audience to have a massive technical breakdown and not lose your cool. And so I made a joke about it. The AV team ran up. I said, look, you guys have no power here, so take it back there, get it plugged in, and I'll talk for 2 or 3 minutes while you get this thing set up. Now, meanwhile, I'm thinking, while I'm talking to a live audience, what if they don't get this set up? What am I going to do? How am I going to fill the 40 minutes when the whole speech is not only anchored in the story, but it's anchored in all of these photographs and proof of people's stories from around the world? And so I'm like, don't panic. Don't panic, use the tools, Mel. And then all of a sudden the guy shouts out, what's your password? Because my screen was locked. So then I thought, okay, we're going to get this done, not a problem. It took about 5 minutes for things to get back up and running. And it was one of the longer 5-minute periods of my life, but I got through it. And one of the reasons why I got through it is because I've trained myself to roll with the punches. That's what I've trained myself to do.
You love difficult things. You do. Difficult things are amazing. Difficult things are the best. Difficult things are the only way that you grow. Think about it. What's the opposite of difficult? Easy, safe, inside your comfort zone, boring. The single greatest thing that you can ever do for your confidence is teach yourself that when things get difficult, you don't shrink down, you rise to the occasion. So in my keynote presentations, I used to always use slides as well. I had PowerPoint up and I wouldn't read the text off of the slides, but I have a picture and I tell a story about it, and it would always keep me focused on where my presentation was going. And then I got offered to do a speaking gig in Paris. I was the keynote speech at this big event for this software company, and I was gonna close the show for them. And I had this idea in my head that, what if I didn't do slides? What if I spoke on stage for, I forget how long, 45 minutes to an hour, closing keynote, and I just had one slide. And it was a picture of a rabbit, because I was telling a story about trying to teach a rabbit to climb a tree. And it scared me. I thought, it's difficult. And because that's what I thought, then I had to do it. Because in my head is, well, what if I don't remember where I go? What if I forget the stories? What if I lose track of where I'm at and I'm sitting here on stage, the closing keynote, been paid all this money to come, and I just suck? And because that was the reason, then I had to do it. I had to do it. And so I said, I'm just gonna have one slide. And when the tech team said, hey, what do you want to show on screen? Here it is. It's just one slide. Yep. No videos, nope. No audio, nope. One slide, that's it. Put that up. And I practice and I practice and I practice. And because my greatest fear in the world is disappointing people, I probably over practice and had my speech down, and I went and crushed it. But even if I didn't, it was the willingness to try. It's the willingness to do difficult things. That as soon as you feel yourself playing potentially small based off of something being difficult, that means it's go time. That means you have to do it. Because teaching yourself that you think of something that's big and scary and then you crouch down and you shy away and you don't do that, that's an ongoing lesson that you are teaching yourself that you suck. You're telling yourself, if I went and said, what about doing just one slide in France, right? For my Paris keynote. What if it's just one slide and I'm scared of it and I don't do it? I'm teaching myself that I suck. That's what you do. Anytime you approach something big and you don't do it, you're telling yourself you're not capable. You're telling yourself that you suck. And so everybody else might let you off the hook. You may not even tell anybody else about this crazy idea that you have, but you playing small is not acceptable. When something is difficult, you have to attack it head on. Now I've got a 3-step process that I think will help you take on difficult challenges. Step number 1 is watch your language. Anytime you hear yourself saying difficult, scary, or hard, that means it's go time. Why are you not doing the big things in your life? Well, it's difficult, it's scary, it's hard. That's not an acceptable answer. Nope, not anymore. Not for you. You love difficult. You do scary. You embrace hard. It's the best, all of it, right? So anytime you hear yourself talking your thoughts, in your head while you're not doing something, or you actually hear it coming out of your voice, you can even tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, the people around you, say, anytime that I say difficult, scary, or hard, I want you to catch me. I want you to grab my arm and say, you just said scary. And use that as a trigger. Go time. This is go time. Because most of the things you're afraid of are just disappointing people. It's failing in front of people. It's your thing not working out. Yes, don't go jumping from your balcony because it's scary, right? Like, be safe. But most of the things that you're afraid of are not actually life-threatening. Most of the things that you are afraid to take on are not actually life-threatening. And so it's go time. Difficult, scary, hard, not acceptable anymore in your vocabulary. When you hear yourself say that, think that, feel that, you have to go take action. Step number 2 is tell yourself that this is just a warm-up. Anytime you are facing a difficult situation, remind yourself, this is just the warm-up. When you feel like you're stretched to the max, when you feel like you can't handle anymore, just that mindset shift to say, this is just a warm-up. I'm capable of way more than this. This is not my max effort. I can do better. Puts you in a state of resourcefulness that will allow you to do more. People use this in the gym as an example. So when they're going to the gym and they're pushing weights or they're on their bike, when they feel defeated, when they feel that it's over, if you just tell yourself, this is just a warm-up. This is just a warm-up. I can do way more than this. What it does is it tricks your brain. It allows you to push an extra set. It allows you to go an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes on the bike. It allows you to push harder because you're telling yourself that you're capable of more. The same thing applies to your business goals, to your personal goals, to your life. When it's getting difficult, when you're on stage and your PowerPoint dies, when you're faced with this crazy situation that is outside your control, tell yourself, this is just a warm-up. I'm just getting started. I'm capable of way more than this. And step number 3 is it's the best. Because difficulties actually are the best. Because that thing that you're struggling with so much will become a story. will become the thing that you tie your identity to. Mel Robbins being on stage in her PowerPoint failing and then having to do 5 extra minutes without any power becomes a story. It becomes the best. The challenges that you go through become the best, become the path that you can then help other people through. Humans are built to serve. Well, how are you going to serve? You're going to serve the people who are facing the same difficulties that you faced. And so without going through difficulties, you're not going to be able to serve to the fullest capacity. And so the challenges that you're going through right now are the best. You want the challenges. You don't want the boring life. And so teach yourself, this is the best. This nasty problem that I'm going through right now that I wouldn't wish upon my enemy, I wouldn't wish upon, anybody in my life, it's the best. Let's go. And it may not actually be, the best right now, whatever you're dealing with, but even just that mindset trick to say, this is the best. It puts you in a state of resourcefulness so that you can go handle the problem, so that you can make yourself proud, because that negative, toxic, difficult situation that you are facing right now will define you. Either you succumb to it and you never get back off the mat and do it again, or you rise above it. And then you help all these other people rise above it as well. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question the other day, I wanna know, what is one difficult thing that you have to take care of this week? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you promise to take action, you're an action taker, not just a video watcher, but you take action after watching it. Make a promise to yourself, commit to doing something today, and give me a hashtag believe in the comments below as well.
Here's the hard truth about getting great. It takes time and dedication. It takes a willingness to accept that you're not yet good enough. It takes the ability to stare at the places that you know that you're weak, to really look at those things and not let it affect your sense of self-esteem and not let it affect your sense of self-worth, so that you can still get the momentum going. But you have to understand that in the beginning, we're all terrible. And as Henri Cartier-Bresson said, your first 10,000 photographs are your worst. And so the thing that really makes great art are the people that continue to push and the people that continue to work and face how inadequate they are and really understand that at the end of the day, greatness is a craft. Greatness is a process. Greatness is a habit. Greatness is the little things that you do every day, over time, going out every day, unafraid of whether or not this is one of the 10,000 terrible things that you're gonna do. It's being unafraid to make those mistakes. It's being unafraid that you're not yet great. And as Marianne Radmacher said, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. And that's it. If you want to be great, that's what you have to do. You've got to get up again tomorrow. You've got to be willing to face another day. You've got to be willing to accept that you've got to get through the bad ideas before you can get to the good. You've got to understand that you have to start as an apprentice. You have to start as a person going and getting tea, and you have to accept that that's the job that you should be playing, that you should be working for somebody else. You should be looking up to somebody else and seeing what they can teach you, because what you know is that you're there to learn. What you know is that you're there to get through the 10,000 bad photographs that you need to get through to ultimately achieve greatness. And if you make the catastrophic error that so many make, to try to tell the world that you're extraordinary today, to try to get the world to follow you and look up to you and think that you're something today. Because the people that really win are the ones that invest today, the ones that listen today, the ones that spend every ounce of their energy amassing mastery, getting better every day, working their asses off to improve their skill set, to relentlessly look at the things that they're not doing well, to understand that they have to break themselves down and get rid of all of their ego before they can really find greatness. Those are the people that we remember. So if you want to be remembered, if you want to achieve real greatness, you just need to have the courage to show up every day and take another swing, take another photo, try another task, do something that scares you, and do those little things over and over and over until you win.
If you want to know Mel Robbins' mindset trick that destroys excuses, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Do it anyway is a mindset trick that you can use when you start to feel excuses rolling.